Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? This is one question that has recently been talked about as unnecessary to ask in the interviews. You know why? Because most candidates lie while responding to this question. How about if you want to start your own company? Would you go out and disclose this to your interviewer, mentioning that you want to start your own startup? Or will hiding that information be like lying, which is often frowned upon in interviews? This is also thought to be a nonsense question by some, thinking the interviewer is not going to verify whether you have achieved what you said 5 years back. Well, still, this question is asked and asked very frequently, so you better prepare for it. I myself have asked this question several times, and today I want to share 3 aspects related to this question which are very important for you to know and which will enable you to respond to this question well enough. Number 1, the intention of asking this question. Number 2, how not to respond to this question. And 3, how to frame a good response for your discipline and expertise. Let's look at it. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Let us get the first misconception out of the way. The intention of asking this question is not to know exactly where you're going to be 5 years down the line. So don't prepare a reply by trying to predict what you're going to do in the next 5 years. The reason why people ask this question is twofold. They want to know if you're the kind of person who takes the future seriously and plans for it. So this question intends to know whether you're a planned person or a person lost in randomness. They would also want to know your aspirations, your goals, and see how aligned they are with the company's needs and how the company can benefit from it. But you don't have to be direct in your response. You don't have to start answering saying how your skills will benefit the company in the next 5 years to come. Instead, you have to tell about the kind of responsibilities you want to shoulder. So with the intention of asking this question sorted, let's see how not to respond to this question. Something that you don't have to do is become fancy with your answers. Meaning, an answer like, I like to go with the flow, and wherever the flow takes me, you will find me there in the next 5 years. Or, I've always been a free spirit, and I can't truly tell you where I would be in the next 5 years. Or, no one knows it, neither do you. Where would we be in the next 5 years? Now, these are the kind of responses that might work in the movies and might land our hero, not just the job, but the entire company by the end of the movie. But I doubt that your real life interviewers would be very amused or entertained by this filmy response. Or how about this response? I have plans of starting my own company in the next 2 years. So me and my friend, after gaining some experience, would start our own company. This is what we call being brutally honest. Don't be that brutal on yourself. And honestly, you don't know whether you'll be prepared to run that startup after 2 years or not. So to save you some guilt, not mentioning the startup idea would not amount to lying or dishonesty. Also, telling them that you're looking forward to parting ways with them before even joining them is not a good idea for obvious reasons. Imagine running your own company and hiring a recruit who doesn't stay for long. You have spent on their training and upgradation. It's a loss. Don't you think so? So keep that startup idea to yourself for the time being. Don't get too unrealistic about things. Like don't mention, I would like to lead the entire team in the country. Even if you want to, please don't do that. Now, I'm not saying that you can't become the country head in the next 5 years, but it might be a little unrealistic for the interviewers to think like that. So stay grounded. Also, they might start doubting your knowledge about how the industry works. Don't mention designations like, I want to be a regional manager in the next 5 years, or I would like to be the senior designer of the company in the next 5 years. It's not a good idea to mention designation specifically. in your interviews. The reason is that if you mention a designation, say a regional manager, you might get a next follow-up question saying, do you really know how a regional manager works from day to day? Now, honestly, you can never know what a regional manager does on a day-to-day basis. Even if you have the entire job description with you, there are so many additional responsibilities that people shoulder in the company that you would never know what they're going to do on a day-to-day basis. So don't dig a hole for yourself mentioning a designation. This brings us to how to answer this question well. Think about three things. One, what do you aspire to be? It can be a designation, but remember, we're not going to mention that. So keep that in mind, what you aspire to be. Two, what are the responsibilities associated with that position? And three, what is the skill set that you need to shoulder the responsibility that position comes with? Let's see an example. Let's say you aspire to be a senior designer in a design house. Let's say the prime responsibility of this senior designer is to coordinate with a team of designers and then release designs by understanding the trends and the taste of the market. Now you need some skills for this. Skills like understanding the trends, working within a team, and some refined design skills as well. You can frame an answer like this. Question: where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Your response: I would like to work on understanding the design trends better and would like to refine my design skills further in the next few years. Knowing the buyer needs and requirements and understanding their taste is going to be my priority. This would enable me to work with a team and to deliver designs that the buyers love and appreciate. I would really like to be working and contributing this way over the next 3 to 5 years. In this answer, you have not mentioned any designation whatsoever. You have, however, mentioned that how you would like to take up a position of responsibility and how committed you are to refining your skills to shoulder those responsibilities. Pro tip: do some deep research on LinkedIn and on companies' website on knowing the job descriptions of these titles. This will enable you to know what responsibilities these people shoulder in their organization. In general, be active on LinkedIn. That's it from me now. Do let me know in the comments, what are you aspiring to be? Please like the video and share it with someone who might benefit from it. Please subscribe to the channel for more content on personality development, interviews, group discussion, communication, and English language learning. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.